Canadian Rockies are a legendary wilderness adventure destination. In late July, my wife Tori and I, along with our dog Buck, set off on a 100-mile trek to explore some of the lesser-known places in this expansive wilderness. This is the story of our adventure. We are on a road in Jasper Park, and we are going to the Celestine Trailhead to start our trip. Our next adventure is about to begin in the coming minutes. As we're driving in this road, we learned that there's different times that you're allowed to travel different directions. Because the time is about to switch, Tori and I decided that it's safer to just stop, get out here, and let Johannes drive back to Grande Cache. But now this is adding an extra 6K to our hike. It is really smoky and hazy today, and that's from all the forest fires burning in BC right now, and it's definitely adding a tinge of concern. My eyes are even burning a little bit. We really hope that these fires don't start pushing east. So we made it to the Celestine Trailhead, which is really just where our trip is supposed to start. And we're feeling pretty nervous. We have a good distance to go. We're walking all the way to Grande Cache and supposed to be doing it in 8 days. So I think we should be able to pull it off. Averaging 20K a day isn't the end of the world. We do have a lot of filming equipment, but luckily Buck is pulling his weight this time. Buck has his own backpack where he can carry his own food and water.
These are ladders for water. We'll fill it up and it'll just slide perfectly in here.
This is just a little folding bowl like this. For Buck, look at how handy that is, and he carries that around too.
I keep the aqua tabs in my waist strap. They need to be easily accessible because we obviously need water all the time.
And we're probably about 14K in on day one. I've already started to get some tender and blistery area over here. As soon as you feel the onset of the blister, stop right away and take care of it before it gets bad. I have these moleskin. These are pre-cut ones, and that's what I'm going to use right now, just to slap over top of this. Surgeon's tape, I can already feel that's going to be way better. There we go. We got to our campsite after a solid 25K day, and there's some other people here, which was nice. You know, we're not the only people crazy enough to do this. I took a little vitamin I, ibuprofen, key. And we're just gonna boil up some water, have some freeze-dried food, the tent's set up, and we are gonna hammer some food and immediately go to sleep after maybe a couple shots of rum.
Vitamin R.
Day 2, woke up feeling pretty sore this morning. A lot of climbing today. We're not on such a wide trail anymore, and it looks like the trail's just getting more and more beautiful. Here we're really getting into some open country and absolutely gorgeous mountains.
Feels like I'm just looking at a painting. The river, the trees, and the peaks, it's just unreal.
On the agenda today is visiting Snake Indian Falls. It's supposed to be one of the most beautiful waterfalls in the Rockies, and that's saying something. So we're really excited. We're going to take some good amount of time there to do some photography and do some fishing as well. This is just freaking gorgeous, the Snake Indian River here. I'd love to paddle this one day. And the mountains and the forest, just awesome.
Absolutely beautiful and definitely worth the hike. You probably have been here for about an hour, had something to eat, Jim got to fish a little bit. I think the long break was much needed. I feel good, I feel ready to get back on the trail.
Let's give her.
Let's go.
So one of the things that's great to bring with you, it's not a must, but pretty close to a must, is a couple walking poles. They're the most important when you're crossing a stream or a river. You just saw Tori right there. She's crossing a slippery log with her heavy pack on, and she's able to just balance herself. It's really almost like having 4 legs. You're a lot less likely to get washed downstream when it's a much deeper river you're crossing too. So poles, I don't think I'd come out here without them.
I was so worried I was gonna fall and smash this camera. Oh God.
taking another second. My blister is starting to bother me again. It's causing pain through the moleskin and the surgeon's tape I put on yesterday. So I've just broken out the blister kit. I'm gonna put a layer of duct tape on the outside of that. 2 layers of socks is a great way to prevent blisters. I can tell that feels better already. Time to get back on the trail. Woo! Right now, I think we're both kind of feeling like, okay, we can do this if we absolutely break ourselves each day. Because 20K is not easy to do with these heavily laden packs. They're gonna be getting lighter, and the country's definitely getting wilder. The trail is getting much smaller, harder to follow for sure. We're just going through like a big meadow area right now. There's something amazing about taking a challenge head on and accomplishing it, and the fears before you head in, and then finishing the trip despite all of your concerns. It just feels amazing. We made it. It seemed like this campsite, Willow Creek, was just never gonna get here. Another super tough day, made it 20K. Really cool site, obviously a site used by horse packers a lot. What's for dinner tonight, Tori?
Pasta. Some of the pasta is a little crunchy still, but
who cares?
Who cares? So today is the morning of day 3. Yesterday was a pretty rough day. We made it, what, 21 kilometers or so?
And today is starting out with crazy gluing of my blisters. And hopefully that adds a little bit of an extra layer of protection. Plan for today is to hike 17K. We're gonna have a major uphill climb. We're camping at a spot called Little Heaven, which is pretty much getting close to the Jasper Wilmore Wilderness border. Okay, you ready?
Come on, Buck.
About 5K left today. We're doing well today, but this last 5K is up a major incline. Both Tori and I are feeling like we're getting used to the work. Our legs aren't aching and cramping so much, but the blisters I have are hurting, and Tori's feet are hurting too, which, you know, is a little bit concerning. A lot of uphills on this stretch, eh?
I'm definitely out of breath. Probably for the last kilometer at least, we've been just going what feels like straight up, and it's definitely getting more and more difficult with the air getting thinner and thinner up here. It's extremely exhausting.
Some of our mountain views are obstructed because of the smoke from these forest fires in BC. We're going to do 500 more meters and get to Little Heaven, which is the horse packing site, which we think will have a better water source and be nicer. We just came up on this awesome looking ranger's cabin. Too bad we can't stay there. Here we are. Made it to camp. There's a throne over there made with chainsaws.
A table, like, oh God.
I am starting to feel great. We're at another beautiful site, beautiful crystal clean water source here, not too far away. And after 2 really tough days and really second guessing ourselves, are we gonna finish this trip on time when we have enough food? But after today, and after being bang on schedule right now, I'm starting to think we're gonna be able to do it. We still have some unknowns, but I'm starting to feel really better after doing this, and my muscles aren't as sore today. It feels like my body's getting used to this hard work. We're doing it, Buck.
For food, we brought a bunch of the freeze-dried meals. They do come pre-packaged, obviously. However, the packaging's kind of big and bulky, so we decided to vacuum seal them. It takes up way less space in our bags.
You gotta cover it, keep the heat in. We let that sit for 12 minutes and then macaroni and cheese goodness.
Let's take a bite and see. It's good.
A little overly al dente.
Yeah, but you know what? It's whatever.
We are in grizzly bear, black bear, and mountain lion country here, so hanging our food is an important thing. I've tied the parachute cord to a rock. I use a rock because it breaks through and it doesn't get tangled as easily. We use these Eureka dry bags because that way if it rains while it's hung in the tree, it won't get soaked. So I'm just gonna do a bowline knot in this because they're easy to untie. And you just tie it off to a couple of these nubs here in this tree. We'll be able to sleep more soundly tonight.
Today we have a long stretch ahead of us. We have about at least 20 kilometers. Our packs are a little bit lighter. Our bodies are getting more used to it. My legs aren't sore at all today. It's really just my feet. So we're going to be leaving Jasper and we're going to be making it into Wilmore Wilderness.
Here we go, ready to roll out. Antlers like this seem to be a common find. Got an actual crossing here. I think I'll go first and I'll let you know. Soaker, change your shoes. If you have wet feet, your skin gets soft and then it can really wear easier and get raw. And Tori's gonna switch into her sandals right now. And the best thing to do is just tie your boot laces together, stick your socks in the boots, wear them over your neck.
My feet are breathing off. Oh, it's so cold. Oh.
Glacier water. We just walked up a canyon, but we had to cross this creek about 10 times and the rocks were really slippery. And we just took our time and made it, but it was a really neat part of the trip. So we've come up on just a whole bunch of loose crushed rocks that just kind of fall right down the mountain. The trail's marked with just a stone cairn here. I believe what this is actually the path of a glacier. So that's pretty cool.
So we're like probably right here.
We're just making terrible time. It's already 2 in the afternoon. We got a late start. My blisters are killing me. And on top of that, I got 2 soakers crossing the creeks earlier.
All right.
Oh, right. Yeah, we're going that way. Okay. Yeah, I see it now.
Because we're down here.
Yeah. So that's where you've marked it?
Yeah. So it's 14 kilometers away the way the crow flies.
All right, let's give her. We just made it to the Wilmore Wilderness Jasper border. Oh. The height of land is actually the border between Jasper and Wilmore Wilderness. As soon as we hit that border sign, we started going downhill and all the creeks started going with us. Height of land crossing is tough, but once you're over the height, you're going downhill. Heading right over another spring runoff, melt runoff. Look how cool it is. See, the water's going the other way now. We've lost the trail. This isn't it. This is not it. Coming across this big wash, Tori and I can't find where the trail picks up. So one of us is gonna walk one way and the other will walk the other way maybe, and we'll try to find it. Sometimes, you know, it makes sense to just take your pack off instead of searching around with your pack on and wasting more energy. I think this is it. Yeah, that's it. That little path there, some wise guy flagged it here. Yeah, that's it. Nice, good job. We found the trail, 8:20. We're gonna make it maybe 2.5 clicks or something. We thought there's gonna be a cabin around here somewhere, and we think there is. But we couldn't find it because it was almost dark by the time we got here and just rolled into camp seconds before dark. And we put in a 13-hour day of travel today. 13 hours, but we made it.